Holy moly, this is some strong flavored stuff. Hi, I'm Kiana. I'm a producer for Tasty, and today I'm going to be making a very old recipe for ice cream. This recipe was made by a woman named Lady Anne Fanshawe in the 17th century. I'm going to try out this recipe just to see what it was like to have ice cream in the 17th century. So that means no refrigeration, just making it on ice. I expect this to be a little weird. I do have two of the flavorings that she did mention in her recipe. One is blade of mace. These little bits are the ones that surround the seed that we know to be nutmeg. And then orange flower water. Now this seems like one that I could go to a very fancy ice cream shop and they would probably use today. It smells like aromatherapy. First, I'm gonna make the ice cream that calls for a blade of mace. Here are my 3 pints of cream. I'm gonna heat it probably, she doesn't say how hot, with a blade. She calls for a singular blade. One doesn't seem like enough. Pinch. Gonna mix some in there. Okay, my milk is starting to get hot. I'm starting to see the fat separate. So I'm gonna add in my sugar, but it doesn't say with how much. I don't want it too sweet. Or maybe I'll go a half a cup at a time, because you can put it in, but you can't take it out. Let's go one more. Oh wow, this is really taking on some color now. I'm not really getting the blade of mace at all, but I feel like back in the day, people weren't just like dumping out loads of spices, because spices are still are, but used to be quite expensive. So I'm gonna turn off the heat and let it steep for a little bit, kind of like tea. It's there, you know? At first it's like sugar milk, and then as it lingers on, you get like a little Christmas effect. I just have to chill this bad boy. So I'll strain it as I pour. I'm gonna wrap this very, 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 very well, because I will cover it in ice. She calls for just covering the container with ice, but we know that you need a little bit of salt to keep the ice extra, extra cold for this to work. So I'm gonna add some salt to my ice bath in order to ensure this actually freezes. Just gonna pop this in there. Sprinkle on a little bit more salt. This is not gonna work. It feels cold, but it's just sitting there. The main difference I'm foreseeing is that blade of mace, it's steeped to develop flavor over time, where with this one, as much as I put in, is probably what it's gonna taste like. So I'm pretty much gonna go, let's say, a teaspoon. I'm almost gonna treat it like it's vanilla extract, because I have tried vanilla extract on its own, and it is not delicious. Tastes like sugar milk. Let me take a little taste of this just to see, like, so I know what I'm working with. No. Ah! It tastes like I drank a bar of soap. I don't even know how much of that flavor I want to get in there. That really overpowered my mouth. I can't not taste it right now. Let me give it one more taste. Just a touch more. I'm definitely proceeding with caution. Can you please try this? Just let me know. Do you taste it?
It's mostly cream.
Okay, well, thank you. Time to add more orange flower water. If it's only cream, can't hurt to add another quarter cup. Oh, it's a little bit there. So my cream has cooled. I'm gonna put it in my little bucket. Oops, I spilled a little. And then let it ice over and chill for 2 hours. Then there should be ice cream. Oh, come on. Lift with your legs. It's been 2 hours of patiently, oh so patiently waiting. Wasn't heavy at all. Lightweight. Look at that. This is like Titanic frozen. Oh, ho ho. Just have to carefully unwrap this. It would appear that outer edge has melted, frozen, but my inside is completely liquid. Let's see if it's fully not in the middle. It's all the way to the bottom. The middle has not gotten frozen. So I'm gonna rewrap it and just let it chill for a little bit longer so everything can freeze. This one has been icing over for several more hours. The vessel I use is probably too narrow and too tall, therefore it takes longer for the ice to penetrate all the way through and set that middle part. So if I'd used something more flat and shallow, it probably would have frozen within that 2-hour period. And I can finally see if it worked. Let's give this a taste. So this is the MACE ice cream. Wow. It looks so much like vanilla ice cream. I was almost ready for it to taste like it. And it really does have a very strong flavor. Very similar to nutmeg, but something just a little bit different. But I like it. It's good. It's so funny, they look basically identical because the flavorings themselves didn't really add much color. Let's give it a taste. So it scoops very easily. It's an icier texture, and that's probably because of the water. Okay. Oh, whoa. I can't say that this would hold up to modern standards of what's considered delicious, but it is definitely a flavor. This is nasty. I'm very surprised that these turned out to become ice cream. They are so similar to modern ice cream, a lot closer than I thought they would be. But the one that really surprised me was the MACE. It is creamy, it has a very pleasant flavor that's very comparable to things that people are eating nowadays. To create this dessert was definitely a treat of the time. I'm glad people aren't eating perfume ice cream anymore. That was a bad idea. I think it's so cool that this can just hold its own right next to what we're eating today. And I definitely could do it again, but probably would use an ice cream machine. Most definitely would use an ice cream machine.